Well, we've had a total change in plans today. I knew it was I knew it was a possibility. I was ready to pivot if I needed to. I was just really ready to be home with my kids and my garden. But renters come today for our Airbnb, and Dave is scrambling. He stayed last night, but he is just, burning fumes, and I am exhausted and so tired of driving back and forth, but I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna run to the store, get the kids some milk so they can eat cereal all day while I'm gone. And like technically you're supposed to harvest in the morning, but if I come back and I feel like pulling the garlic, I'm gonna pull the garlic. You harvest when you can harvest. You garden when you can garden. Like, I am not, I think learning the best way to do things is great, or the recommended way to do things is great, and then you do what you do. Like, I am not, there are a lot of things that I'm not following the rules for, and I wouldn't garden if that was the case. If I had to follow all the rules, I wouldn't be a gardener. So dogs are out, chicken can't come out. I'm so sorry, chicken, I didn't let you out. Yeah, so run to the store, get back to New Hampshire, finish the house, pick Chloe up, come home, figure dinner out, and then maybe I will get to my garden. Okay, groceries dropped to kids. Now I'm on my way to New Hampshire. Well, we are done. I am the sweatiest mess. Dave is probably even a sweatier mess. House is done. We have a little tiny pile of stuff to bring. That's Dave's pile right there. I've got my phone charging, and we just have to clean up the outside a little tiny bit, and then we are good to go. I went home yesterday and I was so jealous that everything was clean here and not at my house. But it looks good. And I can only show you from this angle right now because my phone is charging and I can't move. I think it looks cute. It's so empty compared to like how you would have a house if you lived in the house. But once the people arrive, I'll have a little bowl of snacks. It'll be filled up and fun. Okay, we have the yard is done, the beach is done, kayaks are ready. This was the set we got for free. And this is the herb garden that I was telling you about for the inside. It looks so silly right now because it's so tiny, but you know how herbs grow. They grow big, and I probably should have, put something else in there, but we'll see. I might change my mind for next week. We've got a couple loungers. We've got the grill over there. This was the furniture that was in the potager garden, and the wooden set was here, and we decided to switch it over because it is so wet here. It's so damp all the time. It just doesn't seem smart to keep wood here. And it looks really good in the potager garden. And then the other planter that I did the other day. And then we've got another table set here. Stairs go down. This is like where the daybed is, the sun porch. Stairs go down here. And then walk down to the beach. So it's looking good. This was a lot of work, but it is ready. And it is 1 hour before check-in time. And we still have to put the old grill in the truck and get it out of here because it's broken. So just wanted to show you. Pretty pleased. I need more plants up here. I'm going to bring the tomato plants next time, and I'm going to put a few more potted plants up here. I really wanted ferns, and I couldn't find any. Ferns really thrive here because it's so wet and damp, and in this like shaded area over here I can put a ton of ferns. It looks really pretty, but for now is what it is. And then walking into the house from the deck on the sun porch. Nice huge space. People can pretty much use this for whatever they want. I kind of see it as the kids who come will have a big space to use and have fun in here. And then we've got the beach towels and the dining room with a super, super cool like chandelier. Is that what you call these? Don't look at the open closet. That will close and lock. Super cool, like mid-century modern. So this was This is the part of the house that was original, and that part of the house where the living room is and the master bedroom are was added on. So this is like the kind of the mid-century modern feel to this house that I was working on when we redesigned it. And then these ducks were here when Dave bought the house. And that's Dave running around. And then goes to the outside. So there's a lot of stairs for a flat house. Okay, I'm pooped. I am ready to get out of here and have a week where I do other things than clean a house. I'll probably go home and clean my house. So I'm sitting here at Chloe's camp. She is teaching art at a summer camp this summer. And I'm watching somebody spray Roundup on the ground just because there's a few clumps of grass in the rocks where you pick up your kids. And these are the moments where I'm like, do I get out of the car and talk to him about Roundup? Do I get out of the car and say, what the heck are you doing, dude? Like, why would you do that? Here, I'll show you. He just left. I'm going to show you. So this is where you pick up the kids or your daughter who's a camp counselor. This is what he was spraying right there. That little clump right there. Like it somehow matters that that's there. Like he would spray poison on the ground. Oh, I just get so frustrated. I just don't think people know. I feel like if more people really knew, like if more of the information was out there, I don't think people would be so quick to do something like that. Like I really think that guy might just be oblivious. But like, where is it okay to like just, hey, you want to have a conversation about what you're spraying? I don't know. But it's something to think about. It's something to think about, like, how can we get that out there? How can we talk about that? How can we, not everybody's going to watch the documentaries and read the reports and listen to the podcasts. So how do we get that out there? How do we spread the word? Like person to person, like grassroots, like no pun intended. How do we get it out there? I don't know. I don't have an answer, but I definitely have the question. I don't believe that anybody actually wants to hurt the earth. What I think is that a lot of people have lost their connection to the earth. They don't feel it. It's not tangible. It's not real. So therefore, the decisions made based on like greed or just ignorance about something, it's that lack of connection. There's no connection. There's no hands in soil, bare feet on grass, pulling food from the earth kind of connection. There's no fear that they won't have water coming out, clean water to drink, because they just go to the store and buy water from a plastic jug. There's no connection. Like there's this gap between self and source. And so I believe deep down that nobody actually wants to hurt this planet. It wouldn't make sense. Like in the end, it really won't serve. So these are where the necks get a little soft. Right over there. It'd be nice to be able to weed this bed. I haven't been able to weed it because I haven't been able to reach. There are some super tiny ones, but I think that's just put in a tiny garlic powder. It's not a good noise. That's a good noise. It's a really good noise. This is amazing.
We're gonna go get the pallet.
We gotta take a picture of this.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's amazing. Ready? Yeah, it's me. Get our video through the whole yard like this. And that's all it is. It's just one more clip. Well, Dave went to go get a second pallet because there's no way this is all going to fit on one pallet, which is a really good way to measure success. Or not success. It's a really good way to measure progress because last year it easily fit on one pallet, and I'm not weighing anything this year. I just don't feel like it. It took some of the joy out of gardening for me, and so I'm not weighing anything, but I expect that we will have triple the production of everything we planted last year, which is pretty amazing. Minus the shelling peas, which the rabbits ate. That was a seriously fun job pulling that garlic. The sound it makes when it rips, when the roots rip from the soil, it's just so cool.
Want this?
Let's put this.
I'm assuming you want to be able to walk around it, right?
I don't know. That are on sawhorses is definitely going to take more time than just laying it flat on a pallet, but it will dry really, really well. You can see how they're kind of hanging from there. I'll give each one a little space, and then I'm guessing it's going to take 2 pallets. So one I'll hang, and then the other one I'll just lay flat. It's kind of wild to like remember planting this in November, and here it is, you know, getting close to July 4th weekend, and it's done. It's out. It's drying. It looks so professional. I told Dave next up is our barn and tractor. Right now, you know, we're using our little push cart, pull cart, what's it called? Gorilla cart, and our garage. And someday, when the dream expands, we will probably have 4 pallets drying in the barn, probably from like rafters or something super cool like that, because Dave loves to build stuff. All right, well, not too bad. I got almost all of it hanging, and then I've got a bunch down here. So the idea would be, you see how the garlic is all different sizes, right? The idea would be if you plant a huge garlic clove, you get a huge bulb of garlic. And if you plant a tiny garlic clove, you get a tinier head of garlic. And I imagine that that is very true because some of them that I planted were enormous and some of them that I planted were small. I just sort of planted a range of them. So this does not necessarily mean this is the garlic we eat for the year. If it turns out that I feel like they're healthy and viable for seed garlic, then probably like this amount would be for planting, maybe more than that, would be for planting, and then this would be for eating. And it just kind of depends. So last year I had about 1/3 of this, I would say, and ended up buying garlic at the farmer's market to plant. And so, and eat. I did some of my own garlic and some from the farmer's market. It was a kind of a combination. And so this year it's deciding like how much do we want to plant. So I'm going to count how many bulbs we have, just the bigger ones, not those like teeny tiny ones. And then I will do some math and calculations and figure out how many I want to save. All right, so there are 126 bulbs of garlic, and that's pretty cool because my goal was to have 100 for us to save, to store. The reason that you dry them is to store them. I could eat them right now. I could go ahead and go put one in a soup right now. But the idea for long-term storage, and these are hardneck garlic, is that you dry them until they're completely dry, and then I'll certainly show you the next step where you cut the roots off and you cut the stem off, and then you just have a nice bulb of garlic for using throughout the year. It won't last the full year. You plant the garlic here in zone 6A around November, we do it, and harvest around July. So we've been out of garlic for a while now, but we've had garlic scapes in the freezer, we've had chives in the freezer, we've had green onions, we've had leeks, so there's plenty of other things that you can use. You don't have to have, we've also been out of onions for a long time, just looking at my chicken who are running away. So if I use 26 of those for seed garlic, hard to say how many cloves are going to be in each one. I kind of have to open them up and investigate them a little bit, but we'll see. So if I think that's a good number for us, then I stick with it. And if I want to challenge myself to grow more, perhaps to share or sell one of these days, then I can do that. So we'll see how it dries. I'm so happy that we didn't end up with some crazy disease like I thought we were going to. They're so sneaky. I gotta go get the chicken, so I will wrap this up here. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you.